All right, we are here for Game 5, playing against our opponent, Bus 49. We have lost the die roll. We have a 2-land hand with a Baral, a cantrip, some interaction, and 2 rituals. I think that this is probably as good as it's going to get, so we'll go ahead and keep. Opponent plays basic swamp. Obviously, it's going to be an Inquisition of Kozilek. So that's going to hurt us. Opponent's going to take our Serum Visions. We fortunately draw a Goblin Electromancer. Him taking Serum Visions over Baral suggests that he has the removal spell for Baral. We're going to play our Flooded Strand and pass the turn. Playing Concealed Courtyard, Bloodghast. This looks like it could be like a Smallpox deck. Bloodghast and these color combinations would suggest it. Smallpox is obviously a really bad matchup for us because it is all discard spells. Discard spells and removal, unfortunately. Draw an Opt. We're going to go ahead and play the Brawl and pass the turn. See what our opponent's got. He's got a Fatal Push. We kind of thought he had a removal spell, so that's accurate. That's about what we expected. Now, I know this is a weird card to try to play around, but if this is the Saffron Olive Smallpox deck, he could be running Mana Tithe, which means he could easily Mana Tithe our Goblin Electromancer. I don't think that we can afford to play around it right now, though. Although we do need to draw our 3rd land. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to draw our 3rd land. We're going to play around Mana Tithe, and we'll keep the Hallowed Fountain on top and draw it, and we will play it tapped, pass the turn. Opponent's going to have his Bloodghast. We could Lightning Bolt it when it tries to attack. Opponent has got Gideon, makes a Night token. I don't think that we Lightning Bolt here. I think we save it for an extra Storm spell when we're going off. Another land is helpful. We'll go ahead and play Electromancer, and we will play our Steam Vents tapped. We'll pass the turn. And he's got another Fatal Push, and he's got another Gideon. Gideon.deck. Okay. yeah, okay. Getting into the trials. Can't lose the game. Opponents can't win. Kind of feel like that. I feel like I just can't win a game this particular friendly league. Opponent's gonna hit us for a bunch. Yeah, we just take it. Another land doesn't do it. So I think we're gonna go ahead and concede. Opponent is most definitely gonna have Graveyard Hate. With white and black, probably Rest in Peace. So we're going to bring in our Empty the Warrens. We're going to take out the Past in Flames. I think we're going to try Elesh Norn and Unburial Rites. Elesh Norn gets rid of all of his tokens and also Bloodghast. Doesn't really kill Gideon, but it makes Elesh Norn bigger than Gideon so she can block him. Things that I don't think that we want... Let's see. Lightning Bolt's not super good here, because a lot of his guys just come back, or he just constantly makes tokens. And yeah, that puts us right at 60. So we'll go ahead and submit here, and we'll see how it goes. Again, this is a really bad matchup, because his deck is literally nothing but removal spells and discard, and that's kind of what beats us. So we're going to play first and kind of see how this goes. This is a little bit of a land-heavy hand. We have 2 cost reducers and a Manamorphose. I think unfortunately we can't keep this hand. We need a hand where we're going to either get Elesh Norn down fast, or we've got a quick pile of Goblin tokens. So we're going to mulligan. This is a no-lander. This is a pretty bad hand, but I don't think we can go to 4, so we'll have to keep. We'll keep the other land on top, and that means that when we play our land, we won't fetch on the end of our opponent's turn. Our opponent has a discard spell here. Fortunately, it doesn't really matter what he hits, because everything's kind of redundant at this point. Opponent, of course, has Inquisition of Kozilek. Non-matching Inquisition of Kozilek, in fact. Opponent takes Baral. That's probably what I would have taken. Because I have, pretty mostly you're going to take a cost reducer, and Baral is the better of the 2, so draw our Scalding Tarn. Going to go ahead and sack both of them. We're going to get a Steam Vents with 1, and a basic Island with the other. Go ahead and play our Electromancer, and we'll pass the turn. So in order for us to have any chance here, our opponent has to draw no removal spells, and we have to continue to draw gas for the rest of the game. The prospect of both of those things happening are fairly unlikely. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe we just beat our opponent to death with this 1/2/2 goblin. Who knows? He's got a collective brutality. That's the opposite of what we needed our opponent to have. So we're going to lose our desperate ritual and our first goblin electromancer. Another land isn't gas, but I guess we need to draw another land anyway. So let's cast our other goblin electromancer. And we are now empty-handed, which is not where Storm wants to be. Opponent, of course, has fatal push. Opponent has rest in peace. We have another goblin electromancer. So at least we correctly played around graveyard hate. I did F6 during my opponent's turn and not fetch my flooded strand. That was a mistake, obviously. I needed to fetch at the end of his turn, but it worked out. We drew the card that we wanted. We'll fetch now. Get another Steam Vents. Actually, I guess we should have gotten the Hollowed Fountain there, but that's okay. Opponent has something during my upkeep. We found an opt. We are going to attack our opponent. Again, we're going to be opting main phase, so we can cast spells during our turn. Again, showing Sleight of Hand might still be better than opt. We hit a Pyretic Ritual. That's not what we want right now, so we will draw a Desperate Ritual, of course. Slight upgrade. Not upset by that. By slight upgrade, I mean it's absolutely the same. Opponent's going to Thoughtseize. We will cast our Desperate Ritual. Make you fizzle your Thoughtseize. Definitely worth it. Opponent has Gideon, which means he is now going to put endless 2/2 tokens in front of our Goblin here. Another opt. Go ahead and play it. There's a Baral. Sure, we'll keep Baral. Play Baral. At least Baral can block a Knight token. Makes Gideon into a 5/5. We'll go ahead and block a token. Take 5 from Gideon. Opponent Collective Brutality is our Baral. Opponent is now empty-handed as well. That's a Gifts Ungiven. What does Gifts Ungiven do? It may do nothing, but we'll probably cast it on our opponent's end step just to see what happens. I guess I should have attacked there with the Goblin Electromancer. Gideon becomes a 5/5 again. This will put us down to 7. Alright, you bet. Going to Gifts Ungiven. Unfortunately, we can't unbarrel rights out of Rest in Peace. Which is what we would want to do with this Gifts Ungiven. So what do we do? What do we do? Do we just Gifts for value? That doesn't really do anything. We're still dead. I guess we Manamorphose, Pyretic Ritual, Desperate Ritual, Empty the Warrens. Opponent throws Empty the Warrens in the graveyard, probably throws Manamorphose in the graveyard, gives us 2 rituals. We drew a land, which means we are dead, unfortunately. Alright everybody, that was a modern-friendly league playing Baral-Storm with Opt instead of Sleight of Hand. I think I've really come to 2 verdicts playing this particular league. One, I don't think Opt is better than Sleight of Hand in Storm. It does let you play counter magic and hold up mana for counter magic and then play Opt if your opponent doesn't play anything. That interaction is really, really nice. But a lot of times with Storm, and I think a lot of combo decks, it's more important to be able to dig deeper into your deck than it is to, try to control what your opponent's doing. So Opt may still be a good card for Modern. I just don't think it's good for Storm particularly. Now the other thing that I'd like to point out is that right now the Modern metagame is really, really bad for a deck like Storm. Storm gets eaten alive by any deck that runs a lot of discard spells. And between Death Shadow running Thoughtseizes and Collective Brutalities and Inquisition of Kozilek's and Culligan's Commands, and then you've got Death and Taxes floating around occasionally. Then we just played against like a Smallpox deck or Gideon Tribal deck or whatever that was. There's just so much discard going on right now that Storm is just not a great deck to play in Modern. And I kind of knew that going into this Modern League. But I wanted to play it anyway because I wanted to try to test out Opt. So, I wouldn't run Storm right now. But, maybe in the future, maybe something happens that makes it a little bit better. Who knows? But that was a 5-round Modern-friendly league with Baral-Storm. Again, if you like this video series, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos in the future, you can subscribe to our channel, Legit Games on YouTube. And if you want to get notifications, there's a little bell icon that you can click on. This way you'll get a notification anytime we upload a new video. And as I said before, I don't do this for money. It does take money to make these videos. We have to pay for cards. We have to pay for video editing software. So if you want to donate money to us to help us financially, there is a Patreon link in the description for all of our videos. So that being said, I've begged for YouTube views as much as I possibly can. I hope you enjoyed the video series, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.